Hey guys, this is Jaden from Team Shadow Strike coming at you with a deck profile today, well tonight. But anyway, this is a deck that I don't think I've done a profile on since the day I posted my very first one around the time when I very first started the channel. This was a deck that I was kind of cleaning out my box, taking stuff out of it because, guys, if you'll look, if you notice, my box is a mess. There's stuff all in it, single cards that are just loose, sleeves, my bag of dice, and all my other decks. Sometimes if I have a common card and I just don't want to go put it in my box, or I don't have anywhere else to put it, I just shove it in here, so I try and keep it clean. But anyway, this is a deck I built mainly because I had a personal connection to the type of the cards. But first, I'll tell you, it's a Spike Brother deck. I built it because I played football. I love football, but I love sports in general. As you can tell, I'm usually wearing a Miami Heat hat. By the way, we won our second straight title, so awesome. And if you're a Heat hater, but anyway, this is a deck I've contemplated selling. I've contemplated trading. I know it's about to get a whole lot more support with Break Rights coming out. I think it's in set 10. So this is going to be a very good deck. So if you're interested in picking up a Spike Brother deck, I might be willing to trade this. So if I do get some interest in people who want to trade for this, or I will tell you that if you do trade for it, you'd probably be better off, because if you sell it, I'm going to probably ask for a little bit more since I'm not getting anything in return except money. So it'd probably be better to trade it. And normally when I trade away an entire deck, because I've done it before, all of the main cards is what I try and get back. So, like, for the perfect guards, I'm not necessarily saying I'd need a perfect guard in return, but I would just need something that would be close to or equal to the value of that card. But also, if you have a good number of cards that I want, I might be willing to even cut myself short a little bit to get something I want, and in return, you get a deck that's ready to play. There's only one thing this deck needs, and I'll show you to it when I get to it. If I do pick it up before this is sold, traded, or whatever, that's fine. So if there is anybody out there who is interested in a Spike Brother deck, let me know. So anyway, let's start with the grade zeros. The starter is Mecha Trainer. It is an exact copy of the one for Kagero. Counterblast 1, search out a grade 1 or less Spike Brother, put it in your hand. Chances are you're just going to go grab a perfect guard. We don't really have much of a choice for triggers. I play 4 Silent Joker, 4 Sonic Breaker, so 8 criticals, 4 Cheerful Links for draw triggers. I don't play the stand triggers. I don't think stand triggers are needed in Spike Brothers, and then 4 heal trigger. So, pretty standard for Spike Brothers. Grade 1s. You guys know me, I usually have 4 perfect guards, but for this I only have 3. This is the only thing this deck is missing. So if you are interested in this, the only thing that you would have to track down or find, or if you happen to have one and you've been wanting to build Spike Brothers, you just didn't want to track down all the cards, then this is jackpot for you. Because I have the 3 other perfect guards, and for some reason, this is the one perfect guard that I have trouble finding. I can find any other clan's perfect guard, but for some reason, this one was always the hardest. And so, if you are interested in this deck, this is the only thing you would need to find. So, and if I do get another perfect before then, I will put it in the deck. 4 Reckless Express. It's a Soul Blast 1, and he gains 5,000, putting him at 12. And then he goes back to the deck in the end phase. 4 Wonder Boy, the 8K booster for Spike Brothers. And then 4 Medical Manager. He's your Soul Charger. I do not play Dudley Dan. I do have Dudley Dans. If you're interested in having those for the deck, I can include that. And then you can kind of mix and match the cards as you want. So if you're interested in the deck, I can include Dudley Dans if that would help. 4 okay, we're on grade 2s now. 4 high-speed Bracky. He's the same as Reckless Express. If you Soul Blast 1, he gains 5,000, putting him at 14, and then he'll return to the deck in the end phase. So I play 4 10Ks, something Panther, Treasure Black Panther. just standard 10k beater. And then I play a card that the last few times I've used this deck has actually surprised me a little bit. It's kind of I haven't really seen it played it much, but I personally like it, and that is 3 Spike Bouncer. Spike Bouncer's ability is when it's on the Vanguard or the Rear Guard, and another of your Spike Brothers hits your opponent's Vanguard, he gains 3,000 power. So, say he's on a rear guard and your Vanguard hits your opponent's Vanguard, he gains 3k. And then your other rear guard hits your opponent's Vanguard, he gains 3k. So, he can get up to a potential 14 by himself before he's even boosted, before you attacked, if your first 2 attacks hit your opponent's Vanguard. So, what I like using him for is having my first attack would be my other rear guard, and I'd have that attack my opponent's Vanguard. If it hits, it hits. If not, oh well. And then my Vanguard will attack my opponent's Vanguard, and then chances are they might let that hit, and then he'll gain the 3k. That'll put him at 11, and then boost him with a Wonder Boy for 19, and have him go after the rear guards you want to pick off. So, I mean, Spike Bouncer is a very versatile card. I do like him. And then for grade 3s, I play 4 Juggernaut Maximum. He is the same as Reckless Express and High Speed Bracky. You Soul Blast 1 to give him 5,000 power, and then he goes from 11,000 to 16,000. So he gets big fast. And then your boss monster, 3 Dudley Emperor. I do not think 4 is needed, because when you have him ridden as your Vanguard, there's no need for him anymore. He then just becomes perfect guard bait, or you can use the extra copies of him for his limit break to soul charge with. Just to clarify, if you're new to the game, or you haven't competed against a lot of Spike Brother decks, or you just really can't remember what he does, this is his ability. Limit Break 4. Counterblast 2. Choose 2 Spike Brothers from your hand and put them into your soul. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost, if you do, which was taking the 2 cards from your hand and putting them into the soul. Search your deck for up to 2 Spike Brothers and call them to separate open rear guards, and shuffle your deck. So, you can't call 2 Spike Brothers from your deck and have them overlay on something else and then retire it. It must be an open rear guard. And then his second ability is whenever he's boosted by another Spike Brother, he gains 3k. So the idea here, let me show you. So say he's your Vanguard. Okay, never mind. That's not going to work. Say he's your Vanguard. Normally, before he attacks, you want to have Brackies, Reckless Express, or Juggernauts on your rear guard. Have them attack unboosted and Soul Blast, and that will you'll either be swinging for 12, 14, or 16 unboosted, and then you can maybe pick off their 10k intercepts or their rear guards that can intercept. You can do that, and then when he attacks, you normally want to have a Wonder Boy boosting him, which will put him at 21, because he'll be at 18, and then his effect will activate to give him an additional 3, and that's before you do your Twin Drive. You Counterblast 2, you take 2 cards from your hand, move them to the soul, and then 9 times out of 10, you're going to call 2 Juggernaut Maximums from your deck into the rear guard. Then his Twin Drive will go off, and you'll have these 2 standing, with boosters standing more times than not, being able to give his Twin Drive to these guys. So, say you're lucky and you hit 2 draw triggers, or a heal and a draw, or a crit and a draw. You can leave everything on your Vanguard if your opponent didn't guard against Dudley's attack, and give each of these 5,000 points off the trigger. That puts him at 16. Then when they both swing, you can Soul Blast 1, to put them at 21. And keep in mind, before you call these out, you have to soul charge 2 cards from your hand into the soul, so that gives you power to have both these attack at full power. So, hopefully you understood that. But anyway, guys, this has been a Spike Brother deck profile. Again, if you're interested in this, let me know. Just to clarify, if you did trade for this, I would keep the deck in these sleeves because they haven't been played much with, but I would send it with a deck box and a new set of sleeves for you. That way you can when you start using the deck, they will be anew. But these sleeves are literally almost brand new. But I would send another set of sleeves with you. That's just how I am. And also, I would send it in a deck box similar to this, just your standard Ultra Pro deck box. That way, it just didn't. It just stayed safe throughout the journey, and then I'd box it and package it and everything and that, and then whatever. But anyway, guys, if you are interested in this, let me know. If I might, because I have considered at times to scrap this deck and just use it all for trade, but I would rather get rid of the deck as a whole. So if you are interested in this, let me know. Maybe we can work out some kind of trade for it from cards from your trade binder or whatever, or I'd be willing to sell it. But keep in mind, like I said, if you trade with me for it, I'd be more willing to go even lower because then I'm getting something back immediately that I know I can use. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that stuff for more content, and that'll come as soon as I get more free time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.